Hello everyone. Hope that you can hear me. Thank you for having here and thank you, Wise Crypto. So just people get ready for this evening. Thank you. So guys, hope that you will join soon. But stay tuned as I mentioned, don't go anywhere and also make some good question about the curve. So yeah, just wait. Hello Paul. Good day. Can you hear me?
Hey Mishu, I can hear you well. How you doing?
Yes, I'm very good and very well. How about you?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. Excited to be here with the Wise Crypto community to jump into it.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So I would like to thank you everyone for having here in Wise Crypto. So this is to inform you guys, today we'll discuss more about the CARV, which is I can say the CARV protocol is a modular data layer for gaming and AI, which is revolutionizing how the data is used and shared by ensuring privacy, ownership, and others. So here is Paul, our honorable speaker today. So Paul, could you please introduce yourself first and then about your CARV?
Yeah, I am the Chief Business Officer at CARV. Have joined the team 14 months ago to lead all things business. I've been professionally working in the industry for 3 years now, but I've had a personal interest in Web3 since 2018. Before getting into Web3, I was working at uh, Real Madrid on the partnerships team there and the social media team. So some really cool experience. And then, yeah, I play a lot of games. CARV does some cool things on the gaming side. So really happy to be on the CARV team. Very bullish on our mission and what we're doing, and happy to answer any questions on us and, hopefully get some new community members and maybe even some participants in the note sale as well.
Yeah, definitely. Best wishes for that. So it's time to go deeper actually. So I just want to know more about your curve. Can you enlighten us with a quick overview that explains what is curve is all about actually, and also what are the products and what does this ecosystem you're building looks like?
Yeah, great question. I think at our core, CARV is all about providing a level playing field between users who want control over their data and monetization opportunities from their data. And then on the other side, big games, big companies, big brands who traditionally have had all control of state data. So when you come to CARV, you will aggregate all of your identity to one CARV ID, right? You can bind your socials, your gaming history, your on-chain history, all in one place and feel um, content knowing that it's privatized and secured on ERC 7231, which is a standard we developed and put forth that the ETH Foundation approved. Once you do that, you're actually opting into a passive revenue stream for life. Maybe I'll dive into this a little bit more later, but you're consenting to sharing your data with XYZ partners and getting monetization opportunities anytime said partners access that data. Again, you are in complete control. You have consented to do it, and so you will be rewarded for that data as well. We have three main products and then a bunch of features underneath each one. There's CARV Play, which is a discovery site that has over 2.5 million registered users all time. There's CARV Protocol, which is the underlying infrastructure that supports CARV Play. And then there's Kara, which is our AI agent who's in Telegram. She right now is very, how do I say? She's smart, right? She's AI, but she's not the best yet. And in the future, she will actually be able to improve all things game discovery and user discovery on CARV as well. So three main products, a lot of traction, a big community, and happy to answer anything else on CARV.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. So I can say the CARV protocol empowers users by granting them control over their own data and enabling
Correct.
them to share information securely and privately actually. Okay, so Paul, I have another question. I just want to know, how does your CARV plan to revolutionize the gaming industry actually within the modular data layer?
Yeah, so I think it really comes down to user acquisition. Um, Through our data layer, games will be able to um, more effectively target potential users based on genre specific needs. So again, like I said, um, sorry, one second, I was doing some work in the background. Okay, and then okay, so one moment, just sending one thing. Okay, I'm back. So how we plan to revolutionize the gaming industry using our modular data layer. So when a game comes to CARV, let's say it's Shrapnel or another top Web3 game, they're going to need us for user acquisition support. That's the biggest problem in gaming. How do we get users playing the game? How do we get users staying in the game as well? So what CARV can do is effectively deliver super specific demographic requests from our games. Let's say, the Web3 game, Shrapnel again in this example, wants users from Thailand who hold the Shrap token. They have to be a whale. But most importantly, they play hundreds of hours of FPS titles. Well, CARV can effectively deliver on that, right? Because we have 2.5 million registered users who have consented to share their data. And so a lot of this is gaming data. And once you get these FPS players identified, we're going to be able to get them into the game as well because of our discovery site and questing site, CARV Play. We can do an in-game activation where a user has to go do XYZ in the game. And then, once they're in the game, it's up to CARV and the game, in this case, Shrapnel, to have a fun enough product to, keep them inside the game, right? I'm talking about retention here. We want to see the 2-day, 7-day, and then 31-day retention being really, really strong. On the flip side, what's revolutionizing about this is if you're a user who fit the criteria, right? So you're from Thailand, you hold Shrap, you play hundreds of hours of FPS, you're actually going to get a percentage of the revenue, a percentage of the fee that games pay to CARV to conduct user acquisition. So this gets back to our mission statement, helping gamers monetize, helping users monetize, helping you guys to have sovereignty over your data. And so this is what CARV is about, and this is what we're doing. And again, I think it's pretty revolutionary, all things considered.
Yeah, definitely. Hope for the best, as I mentioned. So I can see, like in your website, in white paper, you have mentioned about the lifetime membership for passive income. So I have a question on
Yeah.
this. Like, yeah, what role does actually obtaining a lifetime membership for passive income play in your ecosystem or in a vision, actually?
Yeah, that's really simple. It's kind of what I was just describing. So when you bind these different credentials, like for myself, I think I have everything hooked up on CARV. I've got my Twitter, I've got my Facebook, I've got my, what else? Google, I've got my Discord, my Solana wallet, my Ronin wallet, my MetaMask, my Steam, and, my CARV account. My CARV Play account also matters here because it's a different page. But I have all those credentials bound to CARV, the CARV ID that I was talking about earlier, ERC7231. When I go and connect all of these credentials to my CARV account, that's when you're opting in and consenting to the passive revenue stream for life. Because you have no more work to do, really, right? If a game finds you, if you meet the criteria and then you go play the game, you will start earning money passively on CARV. And so that's the idea here. And we project that passive revenue stream to grow and grow as more games come to market and need our user acquisition services. But again, in the beginning, Mishu, you said it really well. We're building the largest modular data layer for gaming, AI, and anything. So there's many different verticals we can work in, and we project revenue streams to increase for players more and more. Or not just players, for users more and more in the future.
Okay, yeah, thank you, thank you. So I've noticed actually, like in your social media links, you have raised already the 10 million around. So congratulations. So could you share more about this? Like, how important is this for your CARV?
Yeah, that was an amazing, kind of PR we did the other day. $10 million Series A. $10 million Series A, sorry, led by Tribe Capital and IOSG. with participation from Consensus, right? So the team behind Linea and MetaMask. Who else was in there? OKX Ventures, Arweave, Fenbushi Capital, a lot of other great funds that I'm not mentioning as well. And, we're not done yet. We've got this ongoing note sale and are getting new backers and new investors that we will do PR on. But that was a really important fundraise. It's going to allow us to expand the team, expand the product, and keep pushing toward our mission statement. So, yeah, big thanks to all the investors. Big thanks to the CARV team for putting in a lot of work to get us to the point to be able to raise. But also big thanks to the CARV community. We would be nothing without, people using our product and hanging out with us every day. So yeah, the raise was great. It was a big validation into everything we've done so far.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And also, I can see in the website I can see the corner you have mentioned about your public node sale actually. So I would like to know more about this sale. Could you share actually, can you tell us more about how this nodes actually works, and also what benefits does it give for node holders, and when is this expected, and how can people register for this node?
Yeah, so hold on one moment. Sorry, I'm having to work at the same time. Just apologies. One moment, sorry.
No problem. Take your time.
All right. So the node sale is on the 28th of May. Whitelist allocation is already happening, and whitelist starts on the 24th. The nodes are being done to decentralize the CARV network and complete our end-to-end data process, right? So we've talked a little bit about the infrastructure around CARV today, the application layer, right? So our three products, CARV Play, CARV Protocol. We talked about the identity layer with the aggregation of different credentials, but we haven't really gone into the storage layer, the computation layer, the execution layer at all. So there's a lot more that comes to CARV Protocol, from getting user to sign up to user to start earning rewards, right? The nodes are in place to secure everything and verify that all of the data network is true, secure, and private. That's why we're doing the nodes, and that's why we need the nodes in place. We're selling 100,000 of them. Again, the dates are the 24th for whitelist and the 28th for public sale. Verifier node runners, right? So rewards. They can expect 25% of the CARV token supply to be allocated to verifier node runners, which is quite large compared to it's larger compared to some other node sales that have been taking place. And then in the first year, the emission schedule is projected to emit 50% of said supply as well. So it's also very easy to run our nodes. These nodes are light. In our white paper, you can find the exact GPU, CPU kind of requirements you need, but you can do it on any laptop you own right now, any PC you own right now, I'm sure can be able to do so. And in the future, we hope to update that software to even allow you to run the nodes from a mobile device as well. One last thing here is, if you don't want to run the nodes, you're actually able to delegate them as well. So we'll have that set up. Very easy to run the nodes, and right now we're actually having a very successful whitelist allocation. We're into the sale already at the CARV team.
Okay, thank you for explaining about your nodes. So people take part on their public sale if possible, but make sure you do your own research definitely. So Paul, yeah, I would like to know more about your nodes, as it is related about the mobile specification. So tell us more about the nodes. Are there any high device specifications need to run this node, and can holder of one more nodes run multiple nodes on one device?
Yeah, let me pull up directly from the white paper. I want to read the specs because sometimes people are worried. I know I said you can do it from your laptop, you can do it from your PC, but then some of you may be like, well, I have an old one. So let me just pull up the running of the nodes really quickly. Man, I was on this page last night doing the same thing, clicking through everything, looking for it. Hold on. Delegation. Running. Okay, found it. So the minimum requirements to run the nodes is a CPU with 1 core, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 4 megabytes per second download internet speed. So pretty standard. I feel like most people should be covered on that. But the recommended is a fast CPU with 2 cores, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and 8 megabytes a second of download speed. So, not to discriminate, but it's 2024, guys. I hope we're all bumping some pretty good internet. I think everyone should be able to run our nodes pretty easily. Mishu, you mentioned one more question about the nodes. If one user can run multiple nodes, yeah, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
That is fine as well.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So I think no worries, people, you can do. So here's another one. Like, I just know more about your utility. I can see you have your native token, CARV. So can you share more about your utility? Although the token has not been launched yet, but could you share the date and also other utilities?
Yeah, I can share utility. I can't share a date, but I can comment on TGE. But let's talk about utility first. So there's the CARV token, right? $CARV. But the nodes will be emitting what's called VCARV, which is voting escrow CARV. It'll be exchanged to at a 1-to-1 ratio with CARV. So there's no worry there. And they have varying utilities. So vCarve is going to be used a lot in protocol governance. We have a campaign on CARV called Infinite Play that over 500,000 unique active wallets are actively participating in, actively staking SOL, which is the points we have on CARV right now ahead of our token launch. You're going to be able to do governance voting with vCarve in the Infinite Play system. You're going to be able to do, sorry, one second. Yeah, so voting governments in the Infinite Play system, but then also with the CARV token, you're going to be able to do a lot of different premium utilities on the CARV ecosystem. Gas payment for multi-chains, gaming asset purchases, a lot of cool stuff happening on CARV. You can almost think of it, everything on CARV Play could be powered by CARV in the future. So a little bit more on TGE, Mishu, because I know everyone wants to know when TGE. Conversations with centralized exchanges have been super, super positive at CARV. We're very, very bullish on our position to, list on these tier 1 exchanges. And so, when you first hear about CARV listing somewhere, it will be from the exchange, not from our official accounts. And if there is a date out there floating, it's not true. There's been no confirmation from neither the team nor an exchange on that. But I like to think of it as we're in the last half mile of a marathon. We've put in a lot of work. The finish line is in sight. And a little bit more about that work. I think a lot of teams launch their tokens prematurely for either market attention or just because the market is good. They need to do it. CARV's the exact opposite. We built throughout the bear. We've got all the amazing partnerships. We've got the great traction. Like if you go take a look at Tap Radar right now, you'll see CARV in the top 5 at least in terms of on-chain traffic. Again, the great partners, but also the community. 2.5 million all-time registered, 200,000 in our Discord, 400,000 on our X, an active and hungry community that wants to decentralize CARV's network and cares about data ownership. We've got people that actually believe in us, and that's why I think when we do get to TGE, we're going to be really, really successful, where we've seen teams in the past launch their token and they just bleed and bleed because they haven't built anything. We're the opposite. We've built and we're ready.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Thank you for this. So people get ready with the best question. Actually, I have just 3 questions left. So if I talk more about your security, I think which is very important. So what are the security protocols that is implemented on your curve?
What are the what was that question? The secret protocols? What was that? I don't know. I don't even know about the secret protocols.
About your security, actually, I just want to know, like how much security you are providing for the users, safety, just data.
Oh, okay. Security. Got it. I thought you said secret protocols. I was like, shit, I don't even know about
Not
those.
really.
All good. Yeah, so I think I mentioned in the computation or the different layers of CARV, right? One of them is called the computation layer. So this is how we go from, okay, users on CARV, but now how can user get identified by games while protecting their anonymity? So we use things like ZK proofs and trusted execution environments to prove that users do X, Y, Z while protecting their anonymity. Not only that, let's talk about storage as well. So a lot of teams talk about modularity. CARV actually has a modular design. When users come to CARV, there's several different places their data can be stored, whether it be Greenfield or IPFS, or in the future, CARV's database is another product we're actively building out. Users have a choice in where they store their data. And so that's a little bit more on the storage side and the secure side, the privacy side using ZK and TEE. But I think ultimately, if I had an image, this would be easier to describe. But when you look at our protocol, you can feel very comfortable knowing how secure your data is, seeing all the different, I guess, bells and whistles that go into building the CARV protocol. And then lastly, again, to reemphasize, the nodes are there to verify everything took place in a true privacy preserving way. So there's many, many different, I would say, gates and barriers to make sure user data is private on CARV.
Okay, yeah. So they're 100% secure in manner. No worries, guys. So there is another good question for you. Like gaming is worldwide and it's much more known on the Web2 space, as you know. So how will the CARV onboard these exciting Web2 gamers to try a new experience in the Web3 with your CARV protocol, actually?
Yeah, great question. So I guess in the past, to be clear, we've done some user acquisition, some traditional user acquisition, like Web2 ads on Google and Facebook that have, done really well in the past. But I think we need to make products that are very frictionless for users to use. We've got, frictionless onboarding. You can go into CARV with an email, but there's also very, very cool products that are Web3, but aren't too Web3 to shy away a user. So we have something called generative archive tokens. When you bind your Steam account, right, to your CARV account, you're actually able to mint, I'm going to say CARV, right, a badge representing what you did in a Web2 game. So like if you go to CARV, connect your Steam account, let's say you're a really big Skyrim player. I myself am a Skyrim player. I can mint an on-chain representation of all of my achievements in that game. This is super attractive and it's just achievement display, so it's not too foreign to a Web2 user. We have a lot of users who are what I call Web3 curious come to CARV and actually end up becoming a full-time Web3 user. But these GATs, right, these generative archive tokens, they're dynamic. So like if they were to go play more Skyrim and get new achievements, they could come back with the press of a button, right, never leaving the app, they could get a new GAT representative of what the new achievements are. It's cool. It looks really pretty. I suggest everyone go check it out. This sounds stupid, but it actually is really cool with a visual. So again, to reemphasize, how are we attracting the Web2 gamer? Really frictionless products, really cool products, but then also a point that I did not mention is more partnerships with Web2 gaming giants. We actually did some user acquisition and go-to-market strategy for a game from EA, right? Electronic Arts. I don't know if it was FIFA Mobile or something else. I wasn't on this, but we helped them go to market in Indonesia. So doing more strategic partnerships with Web2 gaming giants will allow us to get toward Web2 gamers.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Paul. So people eager to learn more, just as I mentioned, you'll find I already shared like they have their 100% buyback program. You can take it and also go to their social like Telegram and Twitter, learn more their information and so forth. So Paul, you want to take some question as you live from from the people actually.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do so.
Okay, so yeah, just wait. I need to unmute few people. Just give me one moment. I can see here is Fi. Hey, Fi, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, it's Richard. Okay, Fi. Yeah, Richard, ask your question first. I will take later Fi. Richard, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, do you have an ambassador program? Please, in which way can I participate?
Yeah, great question. We have something kind of like an ambassador program called the Guardian program. So this is about a community of about 70 users within the CARV community who are actively co-contributing to building CARV. Whether this be answering Discord tickets, bringing projects into CARV, curating the community when the mods or when our community managers aren't awake, like these users are actively helping us curate our ecosystem. That would be the closest thing we have to an ambassador role. And actually, some of our ambassadors have grown into full-time positions as well as regional CMs. Richard, I'm happy to point you in the right direction how to get that going, but you just got to hop in our Discord and poke around a bit. I'll be in there. Just let me know. But that's the closest thing we have to an ambassador program. Great question, Richard.
Yeah, thank you, Richard. FIFA, are you there? Hey, FIFA.
Thanks for the opportunity, Mishu. Can I ask my question?
Yeah, what's up,
Yeah, for
Mitsuo?
sure.
Okay. My question is, can you tell about your CARV AI agent, and do we need to pay any fee for using this agent?
Yeah, great question. Kara, so she's in the CARV Telegram right now. I'm not too sure if she's in any other Telegram bots or Telegram chats right now. There is no fee to use Kara right now. I'm pretty sure. I'm kind of too lazy. There's no fee for using Kara. I was gonna go chat with her right now, and then I came back. But yeah, so Kara right now is just a Telegram bot. You can ask her questions about the CARV ecosystem. You can ask her questions about gaming. But in the future, right, as we flesh this out and get more AI projects, what Kara is going to be able to do is really enhance the CARV Play product. Imagine H2O, right? You come to CARV for the first time, bring all of your gaming moments with you. Kara notices, hey, this guy really likes MOBA games. I should push them into Web3 MOBA titles, right? So enhanced game discovery is something Kara will power in the future. We're also actively chatting with some top AI projects that have been recently funded to help develop Kara out some more. But I guess to answer your original question, she's live now and she is free to use.
Understood, man. Thanks for the answer, and thanks to Mishu and Vice Crypto.
Yeah, no worries,
Yeah.
man. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you. And don't forget to join the curve. Next one is Java. Hey, Java, are you there?
Am I audible?
Yes, dear. Ask your question.
In what ways does AI technology contribute to the gaming experience with the CARV platform, and how is blockchain integrated to ensure the security and authenticity of in-game assets?
Okay, so the first question about AI, I feel like was really similar to the last one. So we have Kara, the AI agent. She can enhance game discovery. The second one was about blockchain integration. So we support over 40 different chains on CARV, ranging from like Solana to Ronin to ZK Sync, OPBNB, Linea, whatever it may be. Again, we're actually number one on two of those chains, Linea and ZK Sync. We're the number one application there. So we have a lot of blockchains integrated on CARV, and when we do these integrations, we're fully indexing every data point on chain, every block on chain. So when it comes to verifying on-chain assets, I'm not the most technical guy, but I'm pretty sure like the fact that we have done so, like it just makes these very easy to verify, right? You can check, right? Different block explorers, etc. But you asked a part of the question that I thought was really important. How does integrating blockchain help with security, right? So that gets into a little bit of the CARV protocol and the execution layer through various partners, whether it be Solana, Cosmos, Arbitrum, whatever L2 there is that we want to work with. We will use them to post basically all the stuff that was going on in the computation and training layer, right? We need to use blockchain for transparency's sake, and that's why it's a core feature in the CARV protocol. So great question from Ziva. I hope I answered it. But yeah, CARV actually has some of the most chain integrations out of any application.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ziva.
Yep. Thank you. General X, are you there? Hey, General.
My question is, how can we get whitelisted for node sale, and what is the process, and do we need to pay some fees?
So how can you get whitelisted for the node sale, and do you need to pay fees for the node sale or to get whitelisted? No fees to get whitelisted. There's different community events going on. I think there's some quizzes happening in our Discord, etc. I think our community manager has given out some randomly, like in a raffle in our Discord as well. There's different ways you can be whitelisted. If you have been a CARV community member for a long time, you're likely already whitelisted. But for those of you that aren't whitelisted, head to the CARV Discord, check it out. We're giving out some there. There's also several different launch pads you can buy on starting this week. Teams from like Swissborg, Cetify, Spores Network, trying to think of all of them off the top of my head, Eclipsify, but we're working with a lot of great Launchpad partners that are also going to be selling some this week as well. So if you're in those communities, try to check it out there too. No fees to get a whitelist, but the nodes do cost money, and that information is public. You can check out our tier math somewhere in a Medium article on CARV. Tier 1 nodes start at $4.99 USD. So great question in general. No fees to get whitelisted, various different ways to get a whitelist.
Got it.
Let's go over to FIFI. FIFI, how you doing?
I think he has asked already.
Okay.
Joya, next one. Yeah, you were the first one. Hey, Joya, are you there?
Yeah, Zoya.
Yeah,
Hey,
Joya,
Zoya.
ask me a question.
Okay, so my question is, what marketing strategies have you implemented to get more user trust?
Yeah, I think the biggest one is just doing Twitter spaces like this. Coming into new communities is really important to find new users, right? Like, hey, here I am. Here's our project. Let me answer questions directly from you guys so you can trust what we're doing. I think going around doing spaces really, really helps out. But also, like, for our existing users, it's important to be continually in our community, listening to their feedback, answering their questions, addressing their concerns. So marketing strategies, just go to spaces. Community strategies, just spend time with them. And then I think trust will build, and trust ultimately leads to a successful project. Great question, Zoya.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you everyone for having here for your questions. So Paul, I think we got our desired winners from here. So we have to wrap this session right now. So before this, like, do you have anything else that you wanted to share? I'd like to say, like any your plan, like what is the next plan about your CARV actually?
So we got the node sale in the short term. Obviously, there's still plans for the CARV token in the future, but there's a lot of things we're going to be doing on the game side, the AI vertical as well. So we're going to be cooking this year. What I would say to your community is, if you're interested in about owning your data and monetizing from it, well, then CARV is the place for you. If you are, hold up. Sorry, I got a message about a meeting. If you care about owning your data and monetizing from it, CARV is the place for you. And if you want to decentralize our network and participate in that, then come buy a node, take a look at it, shoot me a DM. Whatever you need to know whatever you need to learn, I'm open. Use me as a resource, and I'm hoping to see you in the CARV community in the future. That was all I had to say.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Thank you for sharing all of your thoughts. So yeah, people, like, if you need the notes and also if you have any more question and inquiry, just go to their social and ask there. So thank you for your time once again. And I would like to thank you everyone for having here, and don't forget to join the CARV. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Yeah, bye.